Do you have any idea like what the revenue number roughly was like directly from us?
So the exact numbers, no. Like
Okay,
I told you, I should have gotten that around. I guess I didn't
yeah, that's not a
realize
problem.
this was it, but I think last time I looked, and this was just a few weeks ago when we originally talked about it, and I didn't
Mhm.
crunch everything down to like the bit. But I'd say I'm pretty sure it was like 2.3, 2.4 million
Okay,
as
that's
far as gross goes.
yeah, and that's directly from us, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
For anything that like I yeah. Okay, you got me now.
yep, I gotcha. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Good. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. You get a new backsplash, or are you somewhere
Another
new, or what?
another backdrop. Yeah, I got the office, and I don't know if you can see it, but I've got a gas pump in the corner.
Oh yeah, I could
Yeah,
adjust a little bit.
yeah.
Nice.
Do you need to take that? I heard your phone.
Yeah. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, never mind. It's all
Okay.
right.
They just hung up on you. They don't like you.
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, this call is it's super basic, going to be super relaxed. Just kind of like the first one we did a while ago, just to kind of see maybe what you guys were doing before we met to kind of get leads and to grow the business, and maybe where you're at now, just to kind of
Okay.
see how we've helped and, you know, just dive in. So,
Sure.
real quick, so for all my fans out there, what's your name and what company are you working for?
Sure. My name is Camden Forehand. I work for JMS Exteriors LLC.
Cool. All right, get right into it. So before we met, if you can even remember, it's been 15 months, I believe.
Yeah.
So what were you guys doing to get leads then?
Um, your kind of standard or I guess typical avenues, knocking on doors,
Yeah,
running through lead sources, Google website, Facebook posts, not so much Facebook ads,
mhm,
fairs,
yeah,
cold calling, warm calling, word of mouth and referrals was kind
yeah,
of always and still is, our biggest
yeah,
spot.
yeah. When you said lead sources, like, what did you mean by that?
So like, there's like pay per lead, lead sources
Oh,
and
right.
things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. And back then, if you can even remember, how many jobs would you say you were doing per month?
Um, I'd say probably 20, 20,
20
25.
per month. Okay.
Mhm.
And roughly, maybe where were you guys in kind of in terms of revenue, roughly?
Oh, well, that was kind of around our start.
Yeah,
I call it, and this is just a guesstimate, if you will, but call it maybe, 6, 7 million,
okay.
somewhere around there.
I remember our first call and you said somewhere around there, so that
Yeah.
sounds right. So I think we reached out to you and what was it about what you were kind of currently doing that, you know, made you kind of give us a shot?
Really, you? Just our conversation, our first few conversations, and your story as far as you're young and where you were at and what
Yeah.
you were doing and all that good stuff. Um, I Yeah, yeah, simple terms, I just, I could feel, or I just felt like you were trustworthy enough and didn't really feed me a bunch of shit, excuse my language, but
Yeah.
a lot of companies do. You really didn't promise too much. Like you told me what was happening, what your plan was and stuff like
Mhm.
that, but it wasn't like you overpromised and
Right.
underdelivered. You just, it was more or less like, this is what I can do for you. This is what I hope to bring to the table, and working with you and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, fair enough. And were you guys, I think you were, correct me if I'm wrong, but were you guys doing any advertising on Facebook at all prior to us?
So not on face. I put together some ads myself, but I didn't. I mean, I didn't know anything really that I was doing, obviously, but not so much on Facebook as it was like Google stuff.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, because I thought I remembered on our initial phone call, I could have sworn you said something about you guys were getting leads about like something totally different, and that
Yeah.
was kind of why you were maybe interested. So
Yep.
tell me more about that. Like what was going on specifically?
Um, as far as like, I guess I don't totally understand your questions. Like, go ahead.
Yeah, so like when you guys were, I'm not even sure if it was like one of the lead sources or what, but what was going on to where you were, getting those really crazy leads? Like I think you mentioned
Oh,
it was something like totally different industry even.
so that was me trying to run Facebook ads by myself.
Oh, okay.
That had a lot to do with it, and so actually, what I brought up to you was a
Yeah.
company that years ago when I was younger,
Yeah.
when I first got into the industry, that was happening with the guy that did our Facebook at that company. So
Oh,
it
okay.
wasn't us. So that might have just been more of a story that
Mhm.
as we got to know each other, but it wasn't like specifically us.
Right. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys were using a some other company and you guys were getting those types of leads, but that kind of makes sense.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, so that's awesome. What sort of like milestones would you say that you guys have kind of achieved? Like what sort of results have you gotten from kind of working with us?
Yeah. From you directly, man. I mean, every as far as like success wise, it's been very successful.
Hmm.
And milestone wise, you've not only obviously month by month, when it comes to this type of stuff, but
Hmm.
you exceed, your format, your process exceeds expectations every month, for the most part. And really just um, we as far as numbers go, exactly what we could ask for from a if you want to call you a lead source, but um as milestone goes, I mean, really just blew them out the water. I mean, like I said, you that's kind of me in general, kind of expect
Hmm.
low and then shoot high,
Yeah.
rather than expect high and be turned off. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, milestones wise, I mean, pretty much anything you could ask for, I guess, for the most
Cool.
part.
Yeah. And I know we were talking about this a few days ago, but do you have any
Almost,
idea like
I think. Sorry.
Yep. No, you're good. Do you have any idea like what the revenue number roughly was like directly from us?
So the exact numbers, no. Like
Okay.
I told you, I should have gotten that around. I guess I didn't
Yeah, that's not a
realize
problem.
this was it, but I think last time I looked, and this was just a few weeks ago when we originally talked about it, and I didn't
Mhm.
crunch everything down to like the bit. But I'd say I'm pretty sure it was like 2.3, 2.4 million
Okay.
as
That's
far as gross goes.
yeah. And that's directly from us, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
For anything that anything
Yeah.
that is Facebook related,
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. Yeah. Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I mean, like being able to kind of add that much, like
Yeah.
what has that actually done for the business?
I mean, tremendous amount, really. Like I said, good. We pride ourselves on kind of being your local
Yeah.
mom and pop, company in a way, and
Hmm.
between referrals and word of mouth, I mean, the business has, the revenue really could be added if you add some of that, because I mean, so
Yep.
many times, and luckily enough, we got a good enough group of guys that people do, spread the word about us, but. I mean, it's helped us in many ways as far as, being able to be a little more consistent, even if we're struggling like in other areas,
Right.
as far as like, door to door and all that type of stuff, to kind of have the constant, influx of the Facebook to weather storms as they come and go.
Mhm.
It's been great.
Cool. Yeah, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
So, in correct me if I'm wrong, you're kind of like the behind the scenes guy. I get this vibe from you that you're doing it all, right?
Yeah, kind of indirect. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
100%.
So, and I mean, like for you personally, like as kind of like that behind the scenes guy, like has that had an impact on you?
Um, it is. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I am so indirect to think of something that might directly impact me,
Yeah.
but um, it. I guess I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the answer
Yeah.
to that, but I'd say yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if whatever impact there is, definitely positive. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I mean, like, again, it goes back to taking off some of the load when other areas are
Yeah.
struggling and things like that.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, there's no right or wrong answer. I was just
Yeah. No, I know.
curious.
I'm just
Yeah.
because I'm trying to get you some good stuff. But yeah, hundred
Yeah.
percent.
You're all right. You're all right. So, yeah, sweet. So, I guess like what would you say is like maybe one piece of advice that you have for other clients of mine, like currently, uh,
Sure.
to kind of get the most out of it? What would you say?
So I guess my advice would be one is to trust the process.
Hmm.
One, it is when you get into when you're working with any company or person, doing something similar as you,
Yeah.
it takes a while. The foot, it doesn't just pop off right away like everyone wishes it would.
Yeah.
Um, as well as really just communication. I mean, that's one thing with you, man. I mean, don't matter when I call, when I text, when you might not get me that minute, but I hear from you within, an hour or two. And that's the biggest thing is just, and then bouncing ideas off of each other, making
Yeah.
suggestions, say might put in my opinion and then you'll be like, hey, that's wrong, but that's good, and that's what I feel like has helped us find so much success is when I felt like there needed to be changes, you might have talked me
Mhm.
off the ledge or agreed with me and we made the changes, but
Yeah.
it all happens in a timely manner. It gets addressed right away
Hmm.
yeah, so overall just be patient, communication
Yeah.
and trust the process, if you will.
Cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. And I didn't ask this earlier, but this is something that's been on my mind the past few weeks.
Sure.
So, what would you say, like monthly from directly from us? It's going to vary, but
Yeah.
how many jobs would you say you guys close per month from us?
So Um, yeah, it varies. Past couple months have been a little bit slower. We've been making a lot of in-house changes.
Uh huh.
I mean, I'd say it's got to be definitely. I mean, at worst 40%. I'd say more or less probably 60% of the leads that we run
Hmm.
direct through Facebook we're closing. Good thing
Oh,
we got about a 60% close rate as a company as well, but
wow.
but yeah, so I mean, we most of them we close pretty much, if not the first time out there. We hear back
Yeah.
from a lot of them a few months down the road as well. So
Okay. So 60% is that when you go to the appointment, or 60% of the leads that you get?
I'd say 60% of the appointments we run.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's still very high. That's
yeah,
very high. That's
yeah,
great. That's great. That's
yeah.
impressive.
Pretty much anyone we get in front of, like I said, we got a solid team.
Hmm.
Um, but pretty much everyone that we actually get in front of as far as that comes through, you guys, I'd say about 50-60% for sure.
Good. Nice. Yeah, I saw so many reviews. Like whenever I'd look at your Google reviews to put tweak some stuff, put some reviews on certain things. I always saw, I don't remember his name, but there's one guy. Oh, it's Quincy. Quincy
Quincy.
has so many
Yep.
good reviews on there. People
Yep.
love the guy apparently.
Yeah, it's actually funny. Me and Quincy, I think we've known each other about since eighth grade of middle school.
No way.
Um,
Wow.
and then have been lifelong friends, and recent, like here in the past couple of years, he started working for me. He was a his background comes from flooring.
Oh, really?
But he's a little bit of a bigger guy, so his knees didn't have too much longer on him. So I had him come this way. But we both got into contracting right away after high
Yeah.
school, and got him on board a few years ago, 3 years ago now, and been great ever since. But yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah,
He
he
leaves a
seems.
good impression, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. If people are commenting on going out of their way to go on Google and make good reviews about him, he's got
Yeah.
to have his stuff together. So
Yep.
yeah, I need to make some time to get on down and meet you guys.
Yeah,
That's
man.
I wanted to last year, but um, never got around to it. But I'm having some car troubles right now, so as soon as I get that figured out, I'd love to make it out before the weather makes a turn for the worst. But
Sure, man. Yeah,
yeah,
we'd love to see you.
cool. Yeah. And then I guess kind of like my closing question. This has been really good. So, what have you, or what would you say to somebody maybe considering working with us? Someone who's kind of like on the fence, maybe even watching this interview right now.
Yeah, so I'd say, I mean, kind of back to what I said before, I guess. I mean, give it a shot, you know.
Mhm.
I don't know how many of you guys there is. You know, I've only ever spoke like
Yeah.
directly dealt with you. But I, I mean, going back to just trust and communication, you know, like I said, everybody's different. For me, the not over promising is what kind of caught my attention. You know, more or
Hmm.
less, just like this is what I know I can do. You know, let's do it. Like I loved that. I'd say give it a shot if you got cold feet. Out of all I've been through, many lead sources, and I'd say you're the one that I've kept the longest, and the one that's made me the happiest, if you will. So there I
Yeah.
go.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I really think that's it. I've
Okay, man.
covered really everything. I can't
Sure.
think of anything, but is there is there anything you would change if you could? Like just less about like this being an interview, but more about this being like a time for me to get you and kind of get some feedback.
Yeah, yeah. No, not necessarily. Honestly, if I was gonna go anywhere, and this again, not interview wise, but directly through you, but
Hmm.
if I was gonna go anywhere, there was those couple months where we hadn't really talked that much.
Yeah.
You know, when we went from kind of talking at least once a month or every few weeks, and then we didn't really talk, which I kind of was like, huh, but every
Mhm.
nothing was going bad at the same. You know,
Yeah.
life happens, work happens, you just get
Yeah.
rolling. So if I had a something I would change would be those couple of months, but it's
Yeah.
already changed since we've discussed, and communication, everything has
Sure.
been fantastic. So I
Yeah.
really don't have too much that I'd change.
Cool. Yeah, that's really something that I've been really trying to work on because what I've noticed is leads will be coming in, but
Hmm.
those guys still need that support, and they still need me to check in on them. And it was a learning curve for me.
Oh, sure,
So
yeah,
yeah, it's
cool.
yeah, that's important. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, even and that's yeah. I mean, that's it. What it's not like I was ever. It's not like I ever couldn't get a hold of you, but
yeah,
it goes both ways. I mean,
yeah,
you get busy, and especially like if you're looking, I'm looking on my end, leads are coming in. You're looking on your end, leads are coming in. You know, and then it's almost like what for, but
yeah,
a simple, and you've gotten great at this, but a simple, how are things, just real
hmm,
quick, and everything's good.
yeah,
That goes a long way, as far as from business to business. So
yeah. Okay, and that's good for me to hear because then I know that you guys appreciate it as well. Because
yeah, yeah,
sometimes I do kind of feel like, well, I don't want to be up there, I don't
yeah,
want to be annoying, but I'm glad that you appreciate it because that means other guys probably appreciate it as well. So
yeah, 100%.
yeah, cool. So yeah, thanks for doing this with me again.
Yeah, man.
Um, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much it.
Okay, man. Great. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate everything you've done, man, and all the help. And,
Yeah.
you know, we'll just keep rocking and rolling. I got, like I said, no complaints and everything. So just keep in touch, and
Yep.
I'll let you know if I got anything on my end, and we'll
Okay.
just keep on pushing forward.
All right. Sounds good. Looks like I launched some new ones and they're starting to take off, so that's good. And
I seen that.
we've got two really nice reviews on there as well, which really helps the performance because when people are scrolling through, they think it's bull crap, but they
Yeah,
see two reviews, that helps us.
like
And I
people
think,
posting.
oh no, actually, so on our ad, we've got two people that just left reviews like, oh, this is an amazing company. They left that comment.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah,
that's super
nice.
helpful. That's
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
awesome.
So, but yeah, so we're rocking and rolling, and
Cool, man.
I'll make sure everything's always good. So
Right on, brother. I
yeah,
appreciate it for real.
yeah, of course. It's been awesome working with you.
All
Talk to
right,
you.
man. Yep.
Yep.
Thanks.
Bye.